Good afternoon everyone, welcome to the Stratford Theatre here ahead of our 2016 opener at the Copper Box Arena. First time we've been there, very excited, fantastic arena. A huge night of boxing live on Sky Sports on Saturday night starting at 7:30 p.m. Got 14 fights on the card and a number of the title fights, in fact all championship fights up here today. A stellar undercard as well beneath. Young Dion Juma, Calisaulin's young charge, a fantastic young fighter. Reece Bellotti, former two-weight ABA champion, continue his charge in the pros. Lewis Adolphi, Craig Richards. Craig Richards is also on. Lucian Reid is on. It's a packed card, and I'm going to talk about the championship fights here today. First of all, George Groves against Andrea Di Luisa. Obviously it's a pleasure to have George back on the card, still one of the top fighters and top names in British boxing. And before we talk to George and his new team with Shane McGuigan and our co-promoter Calisauland, I'm going to speak to Andrea Di Luisa and firstly Christian from OPI, someone who we're having a lot of work with lately. Welcome back, and I know through speaking to you you're very excited about this fight and you believe an upset could be on the cards.
You know, it's good afternoon. We will know it would be a tough fight, but Andrea's come here to break his chances, of course.
Obviously, the experience of travelling to Canada and fighting Lucian Butte, no different, a lot closer, of course, and the travelling, no problem, ready for a big night.
Travel is not a problem. Also, his amateur career, he traveling all around the world. So.
And a few words from Andrea about his preparation for this fight.
La preparazione tutto come doveva andare, ha avuto dei buone sedute di sparring, come diceva la differenza con Lucian Bute. Che Lucian Bute è in guardia destra, io vado di guardia destra, questo è, infatti Giorgio proprio è un ottimo pugile, faremo sicuro un bel incontro.
Preparation went well. He had a good sparring. About the Lucian Bute fight, Lucian Bute was a southpaw, and he ate the southpaw. So this time, I think will be a different fight and a good fight for the people.
Thank you. To say a few words, our exclusive broadcast partner, Mr. Adam Smith, the head of an exciting 2016, following on from a great year last year, and looking forward to the Copper Box on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic year in 2015. What have we ended with 12 British world champions. I think the sport's in a phenomenal place, I really do. Obviously we saw David Haye come back, we've seen Deontay Wilder and the Americans already in January. The heavyweight division is more than alive and well, but look at this. Look at what we've got to kick off the British side of things on Saturday night. Really looking forward to seeing all these guys in action. We had Tommy Martin around the Sky Studios yesterday. John Wayne Hibbert was, I think, still abroad, so it would have been nice to have them both there, and then we'll bring John Wayne back another time. But it was great to see Tommy. He was so sort of full of life and fresh and vibrant about what lies in front of him. It was really good to have him around the Sky Studios yesterday. I've seen George, obviously, in the build-up to this. I firmly believe that George Groves has the ability to become a world champion. I'm in the camp of the fight against Badu Jack was razor tight. It was a very, very close affair. Obviously, he gave Carl Froch all he could handle in their first fight. And the second fight was nip and tuck until the knockout. So I think George has the character and the qualities, and alongside Shane McGuigan and the trainer, I really believe is doing a fantastic job with the likes of Carl and David as well. I think George has chosen well, and I think with the powerful team, the Saulands behind him, I think George can come again. Obviously, he's got to deal with the man to my right, Andrea Di Luisa, who we've seen at top level, and I'm sure, knowing Christian well, that his man's going to come and give it absolutely everything on Saturday night. I think it's a great way to start the year at the Copper Box. I think the atmosphere is going to be electric for some of these guys. You know, Leon McKenzie in action. I think it's going to be brilliant. John Ryder's got a make or break fight, as he said. It's a terrific way to start the year, and a year that I think is going to be even better than 2015.
Thank you, Adam. And to introduce his fighter and also the team as well, it gives me great pleasure to welcome my good friend, Kalle Sauerland, over to London as we kickstart a year of probably many more fights together, hopefully. So, over to you, Kalle.
Thanks, Eddie, certainly. Well, I'd like to sort of follow on the words of Adam. First of all, it's great to be involved in a show with so many great fighters on Saturday night. I think some real great matchups. For George, and for us, it was a bit of heartbreak. No denying that, no hiding that in Las Vegas. I think I mentioned that in length at the first press conference. I'm not going to talk too much about that. This is not a comeback. This is simply an announcement that we are very much in business this year for a world title, successful world title challenge. Our company over the years has a rich history in the division, going back to the 80s, Mugabe, Rocky Jani, Sven Odka in the 90s, Marcus Bayer, Arthur Abraham, Mikkel Kessler. Those are all champions we produced, and George Groves is next on that list, believe me, and that's not some promoter waffle or rubbish talk. That's what we believe. That's what when we signed George, that's what we saw in him, and that has not changed one bit. What has changed, I think, is that we've got the perfect setup now. I'm not gonna tell you that I've watched 1,000 hours of sparring. Unfortunately, I've been away a lot recently, so my brother's seen a lot. He's told me a lot, and but the chemistry that is going on behind the scenes, I think we're going to see the first taste of it on Saturday night. Bear in mind that it's the beginning of a long journey for the two. There's only so much, of course, that will have changed in the short space of time, but expect a razor-sharp George on Saturday night. And I think before I pass over to George, I think maybe Shane wants to say a few words, how it's been going, and certainly the YouTube the pad work would impress me very much.
Yeah, I mean, when George came to me, it was, we had one goal, and that's to become a world champion. And I think, we sat at length and we discussed it with Nissa, and we need to get over a couple of hurdles to get there. But I have the utmost faith after doing a week worth of training with George. I was massively impressed by him. His speed, his timing, his reflexes, everything is there. We just have to go and go quietly about our business and get into that world title. But first in our way is Andrea Di Luisa, who's mixed it and fell short at the top level. So that's first on our list on Saturday night, and we're looking to get a spectacular win and move on to the next one. So it's been a great camp, and it's the start of a long journey.
Thanks, Shane. Now over to the returning and future super middleweight world champion, George Groves.
Yeah, I'm very excited to be boxing, to be back in the ring. As Shane says, we've been working really well together, and it's just good to be busy, good to be active, good to be back. Headlining in London, back boxing on Sky. It's still exciting for me, and we're looking for a good win Saturday, and then seeing what doors open up and progressing from there. But I feel a change is happening in the gym, and look forward to showing that on Saturday night.
Thanks, George. That's the main event. 14 fights in total on Saturday night. Doors open at 4 o'clock at the Copper Box. I'm going to get underway shortly after that. Number of championship fights, of course, and all the guys here available for your photos and one-on-ones with the media. We're going to split the tables and then have head-to-heads up on the stage, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday night and ready for the weigh-in tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thanks very much.
Start here, George. And then face to face, please.
Haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.